The KZN Grooms Association is an organization that works as an intermediate or as an intervention between the trainers and the grooms. We mostly deal with, I would say, labor-related issues and the basic conditions of employment to ensure that the grooms are getting everything that they are entitled to from their employers with regard to what the Department of Labor requires from them.
The two guests on our podcast this morning are two very important people. Well, as I say it every time, everybody on this podcast and everybody in the industry is important. But the spotlight is on these two gentlemen today. So two role players, two key role players in the industry, and I so look forward to being with them and being in their company for the next half an hour or so to learn out about what makes them tick, what job they do, and how they do it. Andrew Harrison is not here with us today. I think he said he's got a meeting with the tax man, which I think he would rather be here at the podcast than meeting the tax man, to be quite honest. But Andrew, we'll see you next week. The first guest, if I can introduce him, he sits to my left. His name is Msizi Gasa. He is the secretary of the KwaZulu-Natal Grooms Association. Msizi, how are you?
I am well, Warren. How are you?
Fantastic, thank you. Lovely to be in your company and to learn about the association.
Pleasure and privilege are all mine.
The other gentleman is to my right, and he's just, his whole life has been racing, and his name is Ernest Jalybane, affectionately known by his friends and colleagues as Rasta. So I will refer to him as Rasta for the podcast. His name is Ernest Jalybane. Rasta, how are you?
I'm good, Warren, and how are you today?
I like your hat. I'm very well, thanks, Rasta, but I like your hat. You've seen me at the races. Because I've got no hair, I have to wear a hat. So I might borrow your hat. I might borrow your hat. But I'm well, Rasta, and thanks for coming to be with us.
Also, thank you very much for having me.
Right. When I asked a few of Mzizi's colleagues to give me some words about him, you're entitled to object. They said he's a talkative chap. He's full of fun. He's always calm. He's very good at his job. And he's a single man. Any objections?
Single, yes. Talkative, I'm not quite sure about that. Good at my job, I do try my best. I really do try my best.
Well, that's interesting. So I'll have to find out. Maybe there's only one lady there that you're talking to.
And fun.
And
I
fun.
I am a fun person.
You are a fun person. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's start with you, and I'm going to find out, Mzizi, how did you get involved in horse racing? Were you always a horse racing lover? Were you worked and qualified somewhere else? How did it all start for you?
Actually, I found out about the position from an acquaintance of mine who referred me to the position. She was previously secretary for the Grooms Association, and when she had to resign for another employment, she referred me.
Okay.
I had no idea about all of this.
Okay.
The horse racing industry, the Grooms Association. I didn't even know what was happening in Summerveld until she referred me to this position. I applied and I got the position.
Sure.
So this is absolutely new to me.
How many years or how many months have you been in this position, Mzizi?
I've been here since May of this year.
Okay, fantastic. Well, whether you like it or you don't like it, you say since May, June, July, August, September, so 6 odd months, 5-6 months, and I'm yet to find somebody that gives me a bad report about you, so well done.
Thank you.
People don't like compliments and good things. Well, I'm the opposite. I think it's good to boost and herald one another. So, but before that, where were you working before you came to Summerveld and to Gold Circle?
I was unemployed. My last employment was with Fidelity Services Group.
Okay.
I was a supervisor there for about 2 years in the Western Cape.
Rasta, for you, when did you start working with horses?
I started working with horses on 1988.
Sure, 1988.
Yes, since from there I never moved from here.
And Rasta, you've worked, just tell us about your employment history, because you've worked with some very good trainers.
Yes, I was employed from 1987 on June. I was employed by the trainer came from Joburg. His name was W.F. Barnard.
Okay.
It was the first time ever to be a groom. Then I started there. I worked there in a few months. Then we moved from where he was to Terfendi. From Terfendi, I saw the senior Brown, Herman Brown.
Yes.
Senior, he went there with a few horses there. When we talked to his groom, they said they come from Durban. We said no, we can't stay here forever. Then we spoke to his assistant trainer on that time was Shane Hamby.
Sure, okay.
Then
Shane Hamby.
Yes, he said, okay, I will talk to my boss. Then he talked to him, he said, okay, we go. Then it was January on 1988 on that time. Then we moved from Tarfanden to work with him since January 3rd on 1988 until when he's retired on 1992. Then he transferred us to his son, Herman Brown Jr.
Sure.
And work with him since from there. Then we're lucky because we used to travel with him around to Cape Town and Joburg until we traveled to Dubai as well. With him.
Did you go to Dubai?
Yes.
That's maybe when, sorry to interrupt you, but that's maybe when the great stories Kevin Shea told me about you. I mean, obviously when you were in Dubai, he was there with you,
Yes,
Kevin Shea.
yeah,
Okay. Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So we went there several times with him. Then when he retired, then he transferred us to his assistant trainer, Frank Robinson. I worked with him since he started. Then I decided to move to join MJ on Tendal, where I'm here now.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure, and that's a great CV. That's a great CV. And horses, Mzizi, isn't it wonderful how to unpack these stories and hear the journey that a horse can take anybody on around the world?
It really is. It really is. Hearing about Dubai, the stories that I've heard about Dubai outside of the racing industry, I've heard that Dubai is amazing. And the fact that your job in the horse racing industry has taken you to Dubai, that must have been brilliant.
Yeah. And also not only Dubai, and also we went to Hong Kong as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me. Okay, so
It is really
it's unbelievable. That's a great story. Let's now, excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice today, but nevertheless, we've established that the association is called the KwaZulu-Natal Grooms Association. What is it? What does it do? Tell us about the KwaZulu-Natal Grooms Association.
The KwaZulu-Natal Grooms Association is an organization that works as an intermediate or as an interventionist between the trainers and the grooms. We mostly deal with, I would say, labor-related issues and the basic conditions of employment to ensure that the grooms are getting everything that they are entitled to from their employers with regard to what the Department of Labor requires from them. So my position as the secretary, I handle most of the administration with Mr. Jalybane as the chairman of the Grooms Association. Whenever there is an issue regarding the grooms, they would present it to him, and he would then refer it to me.
Okay. That's a great, and it's an association, Rusta, that's needed. It has to happen. I mean, it really is a good association, and it has to. It's something that's needed. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you as the chairman, so you'll work closely with Msizi. Obviously, you love your job. You wouldn't be doing it as the chairman if you didn't love what you were doing. But it must get difficult sometimes.
Yes, when we started to form this association, yes, we had a lot of challenges.
Okay.
Because, sometimes they change the new things to the people. Sometimes the people, they not sure, like
Yes.
young horses. When
Very green. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. It was not easy because some of the grooms, they were very green about that, because when we informed this association, we formed with a very good idea where we talked to our trainers to put an investment for the grooms.
Okay.
And the funeral cover as well. So if the groom should contribute with their own money and the trainer as well. So when we start to introduce this to the grooms, it was not easy
Okay.
to us, because they said, Rasta with his colleague, they start to bribe him. They want us to put the money, so was not really very easy at that time. But as we keep approach the grooms, then they start to realize, this is gonna work. So now, from there, since they were understand the movement of this association about what we want to do now, we start to getting relaxed.
Okay, so it becomes more enjoyable in the sense, because it's now not a constant challenge and a constant, I don't say fight, but a constant, challenge, as you say. It's now becomes enjoyable. Everyone's settled in. Everyone knows what you guys are doing and trying to do. So that's very impressive. We're talking about the challenges with the grooms. Then there's obviously the trainers, and from what I can understand, the trainers have bought into the concept and seem to be working with you guys. Is that correct?
That is very much correct. We've built a very good relationship between the Grooms Association, and the trainers. Whenever there is issues in the stables, as they are single businesses,
yes,
the trainers would come to the office, present an issue, and as an association, with the help of the grooms also, because we do not always make the decisions on our own on the grooms' behalves. We would take what is being proposed and would present it to the parties that would be affected by it. Then we would try to explain the pros and cons to whatever party that is going to be affected by that particular decision or that particular movement that is being enrolled. Then we take it from there and we work it out. We find the solutions if it's a problem, or we find a way to implement it better. Like with the, Rasta mentioned the funeral benefits.
Yes.
There is a funeral benefit for the grooms that is mandatory for every groom that is here in KZN working at Summerfeld Training Center. With each trainer, every single groom needs to be under the funeral benefits.
Okay.
There is a certain portion that they contribute towards it, but the trainer also contributes a portion. There is also the retirement fund, the groom's retirement fund. As I don't know if you're aware, but as the trainers and their businesses, they're small. One would think that here in Summerfeld, it's just one business that is operating as one. but it's actually Gold Circle that has rented out space for different small businesses
Okay.
to operate. So as they are small businesses, they cannot have profit and fund for their employees.
Okay.
But as an intervention for that, because I believe, Mr. Jalybane Putrasta, that the whole idea of forming this this retirement fund was because they observed that whenever a groom retires from work, they would go home with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing in their savings and get nothing from the employer because they've been saving nothing for them. So that is why they created the retirement fund, so that when the grooms finally reach an age that they would need to retire, at least they would have something to take home with them.
Sure, that's outstanding. Absolutely. And which will obviously in turn better their lives and their families' lives in their time of retirement.
Of course.
Outstanding.
Of course.
What happens now, it's just a question that's come to my mind, with these funds and these things, has it been worked out that, if I'm a groom and I'm working today for Gary Rich, and then in 6 months' time I'm going to Mike de Kock, and then in 6 months' time I'm with Tony Riverland, and then I retire with Frank Robinson. Is that fund, is it easy to track? How does that work?
So how it works is when you initially come to apply to be on the groom's retirement fund, we would put you under the trainer that you are with at that time.
Okay.
We fill out a deduction authorization form for you that we would, myself as the secretary for the Grooms Association who handles the administration, I would fill that form out for you with the information of your trainer. Then I would send it to the secretary of the Trainers Association, who would then send it to the trainer.
Okay.
To let them know that your groom has applied to be under the investment fund, because they need to be aware of those things. The trainers need to be aware because there is a certain portion that they also contribute towards that. The minimum is 50 rands.
Okay.
Let's just to give you the whole idea. The minimum is 50 rands. So if you're going to be contributing 50 rands, the trainer also matches it.
Okay.
With 50 rands.
Okay.
60, 60.
Okay.
70, 70. 80, 80. But that is the maximum that the trainer can go.
Okay.
The groom can go as high as they would like,
Okay.
but the trainer remains at 80 rands. So what happens when they move is, say maybe they don't just move for new employment, but they're dismissed or they're retrenched or for whatever reason, and then they'd be out of work for a while. They do not necessarily need to withdraw those funds. They can remain inactive until they find employment with another trainer. The funds do not go back to them. They do not go back to the trainer.
Okay.
They just remain invested but inactive, which means that there is no active contribution that keeps coming in.
Okay.
But it keeps on generating interest because it's invested. So when you find new employment with another trainer, you would now have to sign a new DA, a new deduction authorization with the new trainer.
Okay.
Whether you still want the same amount to be deducted or you need a new amount to be deducted, but now it's going to carry on from that investment with the deductions made from the new trainer.
That's interesting. So obviously, if Rasta leaves MJ Oudendal will stop contributing and he starts working with Mark Dixon, then Mark Dixon
Mark
starts
will now
contributing.
start
Okay, that's excellent because that makes sense. That's so interesting. Talking about bettering everybody's lives and families' lives and progression for everybody, Hollywood and Gold Circle came with a magnificent incentive, Rasta. 1,000 Rand a winner. At some stage it was 2,000 Rand.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is that every groom of every winner in KZN, and now in most parts around the country, in fact I think all parts around the country, receive an additional bonus. But here we're talking about Hollywood and Gold Circle because it's Hollywood and Gold Circle land. that really must make a big difference to them.
Yes, Warren. It make a very difference to us as a groom, and also we are very lucky to have those kind of group of people that are supporting us. We are really feel blessed to have them, and also we are lucky to work with these horses, to have the people like that. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
It help a lot. Really, we appreciate that.
The
Both Hollywood and Gold Circle are very supportive to the grooms, and also to me as a chairman of the KwaZulu-Natal Grooms Association. It make me easier even to motivate the grooms to love their horses because of that.
Yeah. Just a random question that I've just thought of now with that 1,000 and 2,000 rand bonus. That are there stables that put, or are there grooms that put that money into a pot and share it accordingly, or if you're the groom, you get the money finished? Is anyone, just out of interest, it goes to that groom, or does anyone share it?
Yes, Warren. We some is depend on their stable.
Okay.
Yeah,
What the stable wants to do.
Yeah, what the stable want to do.
Okay.
But I can tell you what happened in my stable, because we talk about that, then we agree. The money, it goes straight to the groom for the horse.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and also we very like it, because even now is 1,000 rand, but we like that because that other 1,000 rand we know is moving to Cape Town, and also they will come back.
Yes.
It is very much like to see this working
together, up and down. Yeah, absolutely, sure. Okay, so we've spoken about the support from the trainers. You've got the trainer support. We're all humans. We all manage things differently, and we all tackle situations differently. Every human's different.
Of course.
And I experienced that last night. Just as a side note, I experienced a badly behaved human. It was not nice. I was going to get involved, but I thought I'd rather not. But at the end of the day, we are all human. We are all different. But the support from the trainers, obviously there'll be times where there's debate and disagreements. They tell me that you are very, not with the trainers, with everybody. If they're wrong, you let them know in no certain terms that they're wrong. And if they're right, you let them know. You're fair to both parties. You call a spade a spade. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I think I've come to understand that you cannot always please everyone. But the intention for all of this is always having the best interest for everyone, making sure that the relationship is mutually beneficial for everybody, not parasitic in any way. But of course, I do not take disrespect very lightly, and I may have my ideas about something, and you might have a different idea. As long as the end goal is reached, for me, it does not matter which route we take, as long as we're going to get to the final destination and everybody is satisfied.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it, and that's why I think it's so successful. Msizi, well done. Yeah, that's outstanding. Now I want to talk about. Let's leave the association for a minute. Let's talk about a groom's responsibility, a groom's job, because it's a serious job, and you talk about all jobs, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a waitress, whether you're somebody that works on the race course, whatever it is, everybody's job is important. But no groom, no horse. Do you agree?
Yes.
What is a groom's job? For those that are listening out there, what do you have to do?
The groom's job is to look after the horses. Make sure that the horses are on good condition every day, every time. And you luckily, I went to groom school.
Okay.
Yeah, to learn about the basic what is important, what are you going to do with the horses when you go to the stable. Our job is to look after the horses, make sure the horses is clean, has clean water, has hay, has food. We groom the horses, make sure that the horses look clean. Especially if you use rubber curriculum to the horses, you like to kill two birds by one stone.
Okay.
Because at the same time, you make the horses clean. You remove that hair to make the horses clean. And also, you massage the horses with that rubber. You stimulate the blood circulation. You make the horses free. So, how is important to us? And also, we are very, very lucky to have the owners, the people they buy these horses to look after them, because it's amazing if you look the number of the grooms are here. So it's very important to us to look after these horses, because without these horses, I don't know where we are.
Yeah.
The number of the grooms are here. Not only here in KwaZulu-Natal where we are. Look at Joburg, look at Cape Town, look at PE.
Yeah.
So we look after these horses for these horses. Exactly, they are our bosses.
Okay.
Because to have them, we get the money to support
You.
our
Yeah,
family.
that's a lovely way of putting it, Russ. No, that is such a great way of putting it. And talking about the numbers, do we know how many grooms are employed here at Summerfeld? I mean, if we don't, we don't. I'm just...
Last month when I received the stats of grooms that are under the trainers here in KZN Summerfeld, it was 480.
Sure. Yeah, 480. That's as I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's a lot of people. And if you add on, as you say, Joburg, PE, Cape Town, etc., it's an impressive number. Okay. Curry comb. I think it was just to explain to the public. So it's a plastic brush and a massager type brush, as you say. You put your hand in it, and you rub it onto the horse.
Yes.
And it's called a curry comb.
Is difference. There is a rubber calico.
Okay.
There is a steel calico.
Okay.
Yeah, but these days we don't use the steel calico. There is no need for that, because we learn to save the money as well, because we don't want our trainers to buy that material is not
correct and not necessary. Yeah.
But the rubber calico is number one.
Okay.
Because it does that what I talk about there.
Rasta, there is definitely a bond between a groom and his or her horse. There is a bond. You see the jockeys, there's a bond. It's a special bond. It's hard to explain, but the groom and the horse often are one.
Yeah, the bond between the grooms and the horse is very important, because it makes it easier to make a connection between the grooms and the horse, because the horse is a funny animal. He learns what you teach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want him quiet, talk to the horse.
Okay.
Yeah, that is very important.
Sure.
That is working.
So that when you, as the groom, walks into the stable, they know that's my friend, that's the man that's here to look after me, and they sense that. They sense that calm. Yeah.
Yes. If you see the grooms, because when we go to the stable, you see some horses, they are washing when we come. Then the horses see the people pass. pass, they keep quiet. But you see, if you see his groom is coming, you see the horses changing, playing with the eyes. Sometimes they hear the horse. Yeah, you know that is a man.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Talking about your officers and the team, you are the secretary, so you're the only, in that department running of the office, you're on your own.
Yes.
But does Rasta have any other assistants?
I would say that other assistance comes from the other directors of the board of the Grooms Association. So what basically happens is, since they are also grooms themselves, they would, how can I explain this? Well, they also live in the hostel along with all the other grooms. So me, as the person who lives outside of Summerveld, only comes here for work and only stays here in the office, they are more exposed to everyone in every situation.
Okay.
So what happens is, every matter that needs to be handled, the grooms would present it to them. And as a collective, they would discuss it amongst themselves, and they would choose whichever person of their liking who will bring that to the office. Mostly it's usually Rasta who would bring it to the office because, well, he's chairman. But if it's something that has to do with events that we plan, the one that you attended.
That was absolutely, that was one of the highlights. I mean, I know, well, we are nearly at the end of the year. It was one of the highlights, if not the highlight of my year. That was outstanding. That you all can really take a bow. That was a special, special day.
I'm really glad that you enjoyed. But if it's matters that relate to the events that we are planning, the tournaments, because we have soccer tournaments and that, then it would be Bonga, who is also part of the Grooms Board, who would come to the office and we would have a chat about it. Then if it's something that needs to circulate around all the other grooms, we have a channel where I send SMSs to everyone that boosts the communication so that they are always aware of what is happening. But essentially, on a ground level, they would see the issues that need to be handled, and then they would bring it to
you,
the office.
and then you'd get involved,
and
obviously.
Then I'll also get involved.
Where's your office based, Msizi?
It is based right here in the clubhouse, just before you enter the kitchen.
Okay.
There is my office that has a lobby, so if you find it full, you have a waiting area.
The view is spectacular. I'm jealous of your office space. Have you got a spare desk for me?
You would have to use the boardroom. I also have an entire boardroom, so you would have to use the boardroom.
The view here is, I mean, it's the best.
And
well, we know about this magnificent view, and maybe the team will get a photograph of what we're looking at behind the scenes there and share that with you, because the view here is really, really special. Everything's special about Summerveld. We nearly finished, guys. We nearly finished, and it's just been such a lovely time learning about you and the association. What is your goal? I mean, you guys, and I'll ask you as well, Rasta, but I'll start with Msizi. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? I mean, you've achieved a lot, but what is the final goal?
I would say that my final goal is to see everyone. When I say everyone, I mean Gold Circle, the trainers, and the grooms satisfied with the daily operations of each and every business that operates in Summerveld.
Okay, she's outstanding.
When I can go a full month without any complaints, that is my goal.
Okay, so you want a month of no complaints?
Of no complaints. Then I can be certain that everyone is satisfied.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so you also want a month of no complaints?
No, I want something more. Yeah, more than that. I like a complaint, because the complaints make you know where you're going. Because without somebody's complaining, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, you get too relaxed.
Yeah,
too comfortable.
Every successful, you reach your successful from the negative.
Yeah, good point.
And what I'm looking forward to see Yes, I can see some people, they were groomed, they are promoted to be a stable employee with their trainers. I like to see that. And also, I passed in a stable employee with 88%.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one helped me to easier to do my job as a groom. Another goal I like to see, when I see the jockey, the new jockey coming from the groom background, we like to see the son of the grooms coming to be a jockey.
Jockey, okay.
Yeah, that's what I know will happen. We hope will happen, but we are expecting to see.
See that happening soon.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that would be wonderful. That would be absolutely wonderful.
I like when I see that, especially if it is my son.
Maybe just to elaborate further on what Rasta is saying, one of my goals also is to create a fund for the Grooms Association, like the trainers have their fund. I would also like to create a fund for the Grooms Association that would help with sponsoring, as Rasta is saying, sponsoring the sons or the young grooms who are interested in joining the jockeys.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to, they call it a camp, Rasta. When you apply at the academy and you're shortlisted for the candidates that are going to be enrolled there, there's a camp that you have to go through. I think it takes about a week, right?
I'm not sure.
The camp you're talking about, I think, is over a week. It's like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday,
so it's, over a weekend.
you know, and it last I checked, it was 1,500 rands that you needed to pay for it. If the Grooms Association would have their own fund, we would be able to assist maybe the grooms that would want to move over if they cannot afford by themselves, or their sons or their children. We could also be able to assist with that. If they have an interest in joining the academy, we'd be able to assist with paying that fund for them so that they can be enrolled at the academy.
Those are good goals. Those are good goals of Msizi, and the two gentlemen, you know, with their goals and their vision and the work that they've continued to do and they've done already, I've got no doubt that they will achieve their goals in time. It's a lot of work. This association is a lot of work, from what I can understand. Is it a lot of work?
Yes.
It is.
It is, yeah. And well done to the both of you and to your board of directors, because we, you know, as the racing public, can see the results. You know, you talk to the trainers, it's all positive, and it's something that you can really be proud of. I'm not part of the association, and I'm proud of it, so well done.
Thank you.
It's outstanding. Who's the best horse you've ever groomed? That's a question I've just thought of now. Sorry to pounce it on you, but you've probably groomed plenty top horses.
Yeah.
Tell us 2 or 3 of them.
Was Sushi-san.
Sushi-san, okay.
Yes,
That ran second in the July.
Yeah, in July, and he won for us in Dubai. He made us float our flag.
That's right. So Sushi-san, hey? Okay, fantastic.
And also the horse we proud with them, he was Lingari, because he's our first one in Dubai.
Okay.
And also JPEG as well. I can mention JPEG because he won for us a Dubai duty free with Anton Marcus. Yeah.
Was that the race where Anton nearly fell off and they
Yes.
slipped out the saddle? Okay,
Yes.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, to me, I look at Anthony's winners, but that one to me,
Unbelievable,
was
eh,
the
Rasta?
best
We
one.
need to find that. I know if the guys can go onto Google and find that video of JPEG
Yeah,
in
we
Dubai.
can Google here. With my phone.
They must insert it. They must put it in for the people to see, because that was unbelievable.
Yeah,
That was absolutely unbelievable.
yeah.
Okay, so some top horses you've been around, Rasta.
Yeah, and
sure.
also one filly I'm not sure I can remember. His name was Queen of Ice.
Okay.
If I can remember, but I'm not sure. The first filly we won Oxford in Dubai.
Okay.
And also they said is first trainer to win this race.
Sure.
They won by the local.
The local trainers.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's
Okay.
what made me interested to work with those.
You also mentioned Lingari, who's now a stallion,
Yeah.
and you must be proud to know that you were Lingari's groom, and now you come to the races and you see his sons and daughters running at the races. I mean,
Yes,
that's
yes.
outstanding. That's
Yes,
outstanding.
yeah.
Last question: do you enjoy taking a bet?
I've never taken a bet before.
Okay, we'll talk to you afterwards. We need to change that.
Definitely.
Okay,
I would
so-
like to be introduced
So, yeah.
into
No,
it.
it's just okay. So you haven't explored that department yet.
Not yet,
Okay,
yes.
Rasta, you like what's your favorite? I'm not going to ask you. Do you like to take a bet? I'm sure you, like all of us, most of us, like to take a bet. What's your favorite bet?
My favorite bit is quartet box.
Quartet box.
Yeah.
Okay, quartet
I
box.
like quartet box.
Okay, there we go. So that's it. Will you please teach Msizi how to take a quartet box?
Please.
Talking of betting, and I just asked the gentleman on my left and right to give me a minute or two to talk about a few promotional items. And while we're on betting, Tab Gold, I failed to mention last week when we were on the podcast online with the rider from Mauritius. I was meant to invite you all to go online and open a Tab Gold betting account. And that, from my understanding, can be opened up from anywhere. Get onto the Tab Gold website and open an account. It's an informative site. It's a quick site. It's a fresh site. It gives you betting moves, different bet types, and yeah, it's the Tab Gold betting website. Go on, and if you haven't opened an account yet, maybe you want to go and do it. Tab Gold is what it's called. Then a lot of action this weekend, big racing in our own country of South Africa, in Johannesburg, Cape Town, KZN. We race on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Greyville. We've got Royal Victory and See It Again running, top racing around the country. But the big spotlight will be on in America at the Breeders' Cup, where Beach Bomb and Isivungu Vungu will be raising the flag for South Africa. Even, I was talking to somebody this morning, even if they don't win or they don't place, the fact that they are there in the race is a win already.
It is.
Yes.
It is
I
a
mean,
win.
that is a win already.
Yeah.
So it's
Vungu Vungu is actually Rasta's favorite horse also. He's always talking about it.
Yeah, I'm talking about Isivungu Vungu because Isivungu Vungu is something's a big win with a storm, come and then disappear like he is because he come and win a big races, then
and he
disappear.
yeah. He swoops, comes in, takes the win, takes the money, and goes. So that is America. Breeders' Cup Friday and Saturday. Huge South African representation. Huge. Hollywood team are over. Sporting Post team are over. Peter Muscat, Candice Bass Robinson, they've all gone. And we wish them all well. And we will be glued to our television sets on Saturday and Friday. And to all involved with Isivungu Vungu, Beach Bomb, and all the other horses that are competing from around the world on the night, we just wish you all the very, very best. Follow it all on Facebook, Sporting Post's Facebook, Gold Circle's Facebook. There will be plenty of footage coming out of America for you to enjoy. We wish Sporting Post, you can see by my cap, I'm a caps man. I like to collect because you see I've got no hair, so I have to wear a hat. But this one is compliments of the Sporting Post, their 30th birthday. So they're celebrating 30 years and they are just brilliant. Lance Benson is the guy that heads up the Sporting Post, ably assisted by Hollywood, and the articles are phenomenal, the work is outstanding, and a very happy birthday to the Sporting Post, 30 years birthday, and thanks very much for our cap. Gentlemen, that's all that we've got time for. Thank you for your passion, for your dedication, for your love of the industry, your love of the horse, and we are right behind you. Rasta, it's been wonderful. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Mzizi, And
Thank
thank
you,
you to you. Just to let you know, in the beginning of the podcast, I said that the lady said you were talkative. You said you weren't. You were nice and talkative. It was very informative. Both of you taught us a lot today. So thank you and well done.
Thank you for having us.
That's a wrap from us, the In the Box Seat podcast, and lovely to be with Rasta. Ernest is his name, and of course Msizi, two gentlemen of the racing industry, and that play a major role in the success of the industry, along with the trainers and along with the role players. And we thank them for their hard work and dedication. That's a wrap from us. We'll see you at the races. Be safe, be happy, be kind, and we will see you as always in the number 1 box.